All right. Test, test,
Test.
test, test.
Hello there, and welcome back to Convincing Idiots. I'm Nick, I'm a millennial, and I'm alongside my bro-host extraordinaires, Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. For our third and final segment this evening, actually, let's rewind. Into our last segment, we were discussing music, right? Some bands we'd like to see get back together. Unfortunately, some bands that we could not see put out new music would be some legendary ones, such as the infamous Queen, due to the unfortunate passing of Freddie Mercury, which has been in the news recently because his estate has issued a lot of his, has put a lot of his items up for sale, his belongings. Most recently, his the famous piano in which he composed Bohemian Rhapsody on has just been sold for $2 million, which, upon hearing that, sounds like it's kind of a low amount of money to me.
Yeah, it does seem low, but yeah.
It does. It does. So it does pose the question, gentlemen. Queen, obviously big in pop culture. Something like a piano in which was used to compose Bohemian Rhapsody, an incredibly prolific song in rock music and all music in general. If you had, $2 million or even more, let's just take any price tag off it. Let's just say you can afford anything. Okay, money is of no object to you. You can afford anything. What are some items in pop culture in which you would buy to either display, to use, anything like that, for whatever you want? Infamous items in pop culture that mean something to you. Money's no object. Brian, what would you buy for yourself?
Man, yeah, this is your mind races with a question like this. One of the first things that came to mind was I love James Bond movies. There's there's James Bond props, and just throughout the years, there's 20 plus movies, like 25 movies of James Bond. The James Bond I love is Roger Moore, who I grew up with in the 80s. He started in the late 70s. So something Roger Moore, James Bond related, I would like to have. A couple things come to mind quickly, not to elaborate. There was a movie, Moonraker. He had a wrist dart thing where he.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's one of the craziest James Bond props of all time.
That's kind of the cool stuff that I was
right. It was one of the weirdest James Bond props of all time. Is a weapon on his wrist. He would and shot darts out of it. Crazy, nuts, ridiculous, but just something that was on Roger Moore's wrist. That prop, it must exist somewhere. Somebody has it. That would be something cool to have. One of his watches in the movie. I don't really care which one, but these are 80s. It's probably going to be a digital watch. Some have different trinkets, like, different explosive and wires and different things out of it.
Made out of a Casio,
sure.
Casio watch.
It very well could be. The golden gun prop, a golden gun prop from the Man with the Golden Gun with the great Christopher Lloyd, Jesus Christ. Christopher Lee as the great villain, gun made out of gold. If something ridiculous, I had the space for it, whatever. There was a scene in one of the movies where Roger Moore's car, a Lotus brand vehicle, went underwater and morphed into a car submarine.
Oh,
that prop exists out there. Somebody has it. It's a full-size car. Doesn't actually function, obviously. It does, but it is a prop.
What year was that?
White. Man, this was I want to say early 80s.
Okay, because Lyndon Johnson owned a car that was also a boat. Like he would on his ranch in Texas while he was president. I guess one of the stories is like it was some sort of dignitary, like from England or Germany or whatever. He's driving around and he's driving towards the lake, talking to him like this, purposely looking at them and not paying attention to the road, where he jumps the road and they freak out and they hit the water, and then he flips the switch and the motor starts and he starts going around. But he would scare the shit out of so many people doing that, because they knew that, not many people had that, and it was in the 60s, so maybe that's where they got the idea or something like that.
Could be. Actually, this was a 1977 The Spy Who Loved Me movie. That's
Okay,
this was.
not too far time wise.
Yeah, there you go. There's a few items from a Roger Moore, and it could be there's plenty more I could think of. Something Roger Moore, James Bond related. That's one of my something I would like to have, if not even have a wing somewhere.
Sure.
There you go.
Roger Moore wing.
That'd be sweet.
That's right. Dean, what do you got?
Okay, my mind, when you put this out here, Brian, my mind raced like crazy. I had so much fun doing this.
Huge question. Yeah.
But it came so easy after a while. Like once I got one, it just all of them started listed. Pop culture things. I got maybe a couple things from history. I don't know how many. You never said how many, so I just went fucking ape shit. My first one that came to my mind, should have come to all of our minds, is the original wall mount prop of Han Solo frozen in carbonite.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
that's a great one. Yes, absolutely.
And kind of like the Roger Moore thing, like with the watch, where he said it was probably just a cheap 80s watch that they did up. You'd probably see that and go, oh, that's what that looks like. Like, it was probably so cheaply done, but like on film it works. And you could probably have a replica made.
Yes.
So much better. But no, I want the original.
If the shitty looking one.
Right.
Cardboard.
I want the one from Return of the Jedi that was on back Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, I want that.
The fucking lights and everything around it on the display. Ah, man.
Yep.
How awesome would that be? The exact same looking display somewhere in a home with the lights on it.
And if you don't put the fucking dirt on the ground in front of it, you done something wrong.
Yeah, I like that. That'd be great. I love it.
Nick, what do you got?
I also have a Harrison Ford one. There is an infamous scene in Indiana Jones. There's a lot of different Indiana Jones props and things like that. There's the bullwhip and the hat and whatever. But there is an infamous scene in which he is running from the boulder, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you recall or not, but he's on this incredible electric bike. And I would love nothing more than to get my hands on that electric bike, in which is so fast and powerful to take him away from that boulder to safety. And who might I get a hold of to get one of those? Well, that would be none other than our friends at RPM Bike Shop. That's right. And you don't actually have to have an unlimited means of money to get a wonderful electric bike from RPM Bike Shop. They're very affordable. See for yourself. Go to their website, rpmbikeshop.com, or go to the search tab on Facebook, RPM Bike Shop. Search it right up. They're located in Carrollton, Ohio. That's how you know you have the right one. You can also give them a call at 330-808-7792 today and escape your own Temple of Doom on your boring old bike on a brand new electric bike from RPM Bike Shop today.
Excellent.
So, as exciting as that would be. Yes. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Brent.
You would not know this, Nick.
Yes.
I have it on good authority. One of the co-owners of RPM Bike Shop just celebrated her a pretty big milestone birthday. So happy birthday, Julie. That's all I'll say.
Happy birthday to her.
I thought
Julie. For certain that was going to end in I have on good authority that someone from RPM Bike Shop has heard your ad reads and loves them. But happy birthday, Julie. That's good too.
Your ad reads are excellent.
They've heard them. Don't get me wrong.
Your ad reads are excellent. No, it's
we're gonna end it there. They've heard them.
That would be that as fun as that would be. I'm gonna keep it in the Star Wars theme. This is an easy layup, and I couldn't help but say it now because Dean mentioned Jabba's palace. How cool would it be for me to add to my Salacious Crumb shelf here the actual Salacious Crumb puppet prop from Return of the Jedi?
Yeah,
awesome.
I feel like I need to have that. Like, if I had unlimited money and I could be stupid with it, that's something that I would have to own. Absolutely. So simple as that. I would want the Salacious Crumb. Yeah.
I like it.
Absolutely. So, Brian, what do you got next?
This is fun.
This was not on my list, but now that you said that, I'm just going to throw it out there.
Some of my chest hair?
Oh, I have all that. I have plenty of that in I have. You can't see it, but there's shelves up here.
Mhm.
I have several mason jars full of Dean's chest hair.
I did wake up
out of
that one
camera
night
sight.
bald on my chest. That explains a lot.
Several bottles that date back to. I have them all labeled. It goes back to
by year.
Yeah, by year.
And they get grayer and grayer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like a progression
More
thing.
and
So
grayer.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll sprinkle some of my coffee in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that type of deal.
Yeah.
This feels like 2002. Today.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A fine year, 2002. Yes.
Oh, nope, this wasn't chest hair. This was ass hair.
That's right.
Wrong shelf.
Yeah. Give me a totally obnoxious display in a home. So you have the Harrison Ford display, Salacious Crumb. Give me the fucking Jabba the Hutt whole fucking thing up there. How about the actual Jabba the Hutt,
dude,
sitting up there on the stand, right? You could put an actual get like a miniature aquarium type of deal, put amphibians in it and shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah, not in a cruel way, just something where they can swim and things like just sort of there, have enough space for them and so forth. There you go. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
If really money's no object, they have a whole fucking C-3PO standing behind him and stuff like
money's
that.
no
like
object.
The throne area. Yeah, where
you own the whole thing. Every character, like one
my
of the
house is Jabba's palace.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I like that a lot. Yeah. There you go.
All right,
Bib, bring me a beer, you fucker. Yeah, there you go.
Who are you? Were you talking to one of your children?
No, Bib Fortuna. I said, Bib, bring me a fucking beer. Yeah,
gotcha.
You know.
Actually, I'm having a remote control R2D2 with the whole tray thing. From
the drink server.
He's coming in for the beers
from the sandbars.
Yeah. Yep. All right, we could really get lost in the scene.
Yeah. Okay. It's your turn. Yeah. Whatever.
All right. So my next one that came to mind was easily and I know they probably made a couple of them, as they always do for movies or television shows. I want one of the original whole costumes of fucking Alf.
Oh shit, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
What, about 4 foot, just sits in the corner?
Yeah.
Hell,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
That would be awesome.
A little taste of Melmac right in your living room. There
and I would sprinkle around the costume like
cat hair.
Just wasted cat hair. Yep. Hell yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
Love it.
Very cool.
Next.
Brian? Or is it me?
Nick,
it's me. Okay, so actually, this one recently showed up on my timeline on Instagram, and I thought it was cool as shit that somebody owned it, and if I could buy it off of them and had the means to, I totally would. Someone had the actual hockey stick putter from Happy Gilmore signed by Adam Sandler in a glass case on their wall. That would be fucking phenomenal. There's a few props in that movie you could pick: Chubb's hand, the gator head, whatever, but definitely the iconic hockey stick putter that Chubbs gifted Happy Gilmore. This one was autographed by Adam Sandler. That does exist. That is out there. Someone owns it right now. So some lucky bastard. But that would be a cool addition to my home if I had all the money.
Sure.
Brian.
I love it. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the classic Twilight Zone television series. Love it. There's tons.
You want Gene Roddenberry's ashes?
Gene Roddenberry.
Oh, that was fucking Star Trek. God damn it, I fucked the joke up. Never mind. Go on. Shit.
Rod Serling's ashes,
yes,
you mean?
That's the fucking one I meant to say. God damn it. Go ahead.
No, I don't know if I would like that. So I'm talking about props in the actual episode. And you can really sit down and think about a lot of those if you're a fan of the show. If I could have one, it would be the one that Scott actually tattooed me, the double sit here from the Nick of Time episode, the original prop, the napkin, the not the napkin holder, but it's the fortune teller machine that was on the diner tape.
Yeah.
From that episode that William Shatner himself clicked to get the fortune out of it. They have the Nick of Time fortune teller machine. Awesome. That's right. If I could pick one more on top of that, it'd be the book from To Serve Man.
Sure. If you had all the monies, that book, on top of that book, is a pair of broken glasses.
Yeah, the original, Burgess Meredith broken glasses from that episode. Those three would be three awesome props from the Twilight Zone series.
Absolutely.
We can name plenty more, but those would be three great ones.
Sure.
Dean, what else you got?
All right. I don't even because there's some I want to get to. I know I won't get to all of them. So, this should be in every nerd's idea for this is the T2 skeleton, a full blown Terminator metal skeleton.
Yep, that'd be
life
sick.
size. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yes.
Yeah.
There you
Very
go.
good. I will piggyback off that and kind of throw back to Brian's wing of James Bond. There are many. I would love an Arnold Schwarzenegger wing, and because I'm a fan of so many different movies, certainly one of them is Terminator, and I would love the leather jacket that Arnold wore, specifically in T2 in Judgment Day, as that was my favorite. But honestly, it wouldn't really matter either one. Or like the sunglasses, something like that would be really cool. But obviously, front and center of my Arnold wing would be the very Turbo Man, in which Arnold held as Turbo Man, or even better yet, which is located not too far from here in Medina, Ohio.
Right.
The actual Turbo Man suit that he wore in Jingle All the Way is at Castle Noel in Medina. So
how have we not gone there? I didn't know that.
Yep, it's there. It's at Castle Noel.
And you've never been, Nick?
I've been trying to get tickets for the last however many years. Like, now's probably the time to buy them because I can't. You can never get in there.
No. You don't
around Christmas time.
It's open
you can
all
go,
year round.
I know that, but like you can't get in there around Christmas like ever. So, but yes, that is definitely a bucket list thing to which is not unattainable. But yeah, it's right in my own backyard here. So certainly that would be one of the things in my Arnold wing. Maybe different get-ups from iconic movie roles, different trinkets, different things like that. Perhaps
Conan sword, Nick.
What's that?
Conan the Barbarian sword.
The gun from Predator, the vest or something like that would be really cool. Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. So yeah, my Arnold wing would have a plethora of things in it.
Well, the T2 skeleton would work.
The skeleton would work, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
There you go.
Yep. So.
Yeah, so just offline quickly, we should go to that Castle Noel together. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes,
let's do it. Christmas in October. Yep. Whatever.
They got Booster there, too? Is Booster there as well? Or no? I feel like I've seen pictures of the Booster costume as well.
They have a few things there, and they also have, by the way, like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the sled, like the huge sled with the big bag. That is in there.
Wow.
It's in there.
Shit.
Yeah, we need to go
prop
do that.
is there. Yeah, it's so cool, man. Anyway, we should go see that. All right, I have tons of stuff here. I love the movie Back to the Future. That movie is one of the quintessential 80s movies.
Yep.
Love that movie. Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, fantastic, fabulous. Give me a hoverboard. How about that? A hoverboard used in the movie by Michael J. Fox. This is the skateboard that allegedly hovered in the air. Give me one of those, and if I'm really obnoxious, nuts, ridiculous, give me the whole DeLorean. Give me an actual DeLorean prop from the movie, a car that with the whole flux capacitor and shit in there. That would be spectacular.
Have you watched that documentary Out of Time or Back to Time, or it's about the whole Back to the Future fandom and parts of you really should. So I think it's on Netflix, but it is part of it has guys that restore these old ones, and I think the one guy restored the one from the movies. He found the one that they just kind of junked up because they didn't need it anymore. The movie was over. So yeah, definitely watch that. It's a really cool documentary.
Nice,
very good. Yeah, that movie is ingrained in my teenage years. So love that movie. Dean, what else you got?
All right, I have this one's easy. I want Sammy Davis Jr.'s Class I. I mean, what's more fantastic and pop culturist than Sammy Davis Jr.'s Class I?
Yeah. Is that with him currently?
No, he's dead.
But I mean,
well, if not that, how about like a Def Leppard's drummer's left glove? He's not using it. What? I mean, he probably has a lot of them. gets cold,
Yeah.
so he needs to have warm his hands. So I just want one of those.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Nick, what do you got?
So in my obnoxious living room, that's not even a living room. I'll just call it my thinking chamber.
Robin's in your living room,
like
so
it.
it is obnoxious.
In my
I like it.
in my thinking chamber, it will be a large room, and in the center of it will be none other than the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones. Now, I know neither of you watched the show, but I'm guessing you've probably seen a picture. It is a massive throne made of melted down swords. It's this big fucking badass nettle chair throne made of melted down swords of slain enemies and stuff like that. The Iron Throne is just a super
would there be any more manly thing than getting a blowjob while sitting in that chair?
Man.
Like that's the ultimate man deal, right?
It is the Throne of Thrones. It is like the ultimate. Yeah. It's just
you thought it was going to get a Glumpkin. Nope.
Right.
Get a blowjob on the Game of Thrones throne?
Yeah.
You win life.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that is a good question. Are you also modifying that prop as a toilet if you choose?
Ooh, the throne of the throne.
I would not. I just want to sit there and ponder, which I could do while shitting. But I'm just just gonna sit there and ponder on things. Yes.
Okay.
Additionally, a little piggyback on that. Ever since I saw Black Panther, I thought M'Baku's throne room was the coolest shit I've ever seen. That overlooks the snow-capped mountains with all those, like the wood, the teak wood or whatever, the trees lining the thing. It's just this big, aesthetically striking room to walk into. It's just very cool. That would be maybe the Iron Throne right in the middle of that. There we go.
Nice.
There you go.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
Now, this was not on my list originally, but when you said thinking chamber, it got me thinking. How awesome would it be to have in the original prop of the Darth Vader meditation chamber?
Yep.
From Return of the Jedi. So that was that thing
where it comes down over.
It was actually it was Empire Strikes Back. Excuse me, Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Yep.
On the Star Destroyer. Yeah, there was the thing that it spun around and had the helm. But just that prop, maybe it doesn't exist anymore. I'll pretend it does.
Sure.
Yeah, that set up somewhere where you can sit and just relax and meditate and so forth. I love it. There you go.
In that same breath, I mean, why not the Emperor's chair from Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Right.
Now see. Yep. Right.
With the lights on, like the prop there, yeah. All right.
That might be my toilet. That might be my toilet.
There you go.
Yes.
Actually, if you did the Vader's meditation as your toilet, well, that actually might stink up if it closes in on you and you have to
you don't want that.
Bulb with your shit smell.
I want out.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like
this is truly the dark side. I can't.
Yeah. The whole thing you imagine, like the Emperor's thing, is like, Allie, I need, give me some more paper. As she walks in, and you purposely spin the chair around
slowly. And she's like, "This isn't working. Your lack of conviction is."
I find your lack of conviction disturbing.
Pants around the ankles.
It'll just be a minute.
You wipe one to go dark side.
Yep. All right. Are you writing these down?
All right. I'm keeping mental notes here.
Okay.
Right,
go ahead, Dean.
My next one, very easily from my favorite TV show in the whole wide world. I want the gummy bear hand link from Quantum Leap. It was the hand link that Al carried around. It was multicolored. Actually, there's a site that like makes them, and you can buy one online. But I want like one of the original fucking prop hand link from Quantum Leap. Favorite show ever. That would be fucking awesome. It was the only thing that kind of like, because it was an anthology thing. You know, he was in a different life each episode. So this would be like the only thing that like was constant.
What was it again?
It was a hand link. It was almost like it was 1989's idea of a cell phone. Like he carried it and he would type it in to talk to the computer back in, at the home base or whatever. to get all the information, but it was all it was made of like a bunch of different neon squares.
Mm-hmm.
It was very cool. It was the gummy bear hand link from Quantum Leap. That's my number one. Honestly, I'm not much of a fucking nerd for this. So
cool, Nick.
One of my favorite shows of all time. I owe it to childhood Nick to have an actual Power Morpher from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV set. I need specifically the Mastodon Power Morpher. The Black Ranger was always my favorite, so that would be really cool. It'd be cool to have all of them, and they were displayed in the command center. But if I had to pick one, I would go with the Black Ranger Mastodon Power Morpher. As we briefly say, I was the different props, different weapons, but that I was going through in my head would be really cool to have. But I'm like, at the end of the day, those were all shot originally in Japan before the Power Rangers were ever a thing, when it was Super Sentai, and they just copied all those rolls of footage. So the ones that actually the actors that I perceive to be the Power Rangers, I would like the Power Morphers that they used. That would be probably what I would like to have. So, Brian, any others?
Yeah, there's so many. I'm going to give you one of my favorite movies of all time, Young Frankenstein, by the great Mel Brooks. One of the great scenes is there Igor steals a brain in a glass. Is a brain, and it's labeled abnormal brain, do not use. Became a running joke in there. It's, he stole Abby Normal's brain. Anyway, just that brain in the glass, that prop that says abnormal brain, do not use, under the glass thing. That would be a spectacular display, and you would only know what it was if you were a fan of that movie. Right. If you saw it up there kind of lit up or something along that line. So the abnormal brain prop from Young Frankenstein.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Dean?
All right. Well, since we're going on the idea of favorite TV shows of mine, well, I did the last one of Quantum Leap. If you're playing the Convincing Idiots drinking game, get ready to take a drink, because I'm going to talk about Night Court.
Sure.
And I want Judge Harold Keystone's actual gavel that he used throughout the series. I'm sure they probably used multiple ones or whatever, but I want one of the gavels that they used in Night Court.
Nice.
Love it.
I additionally, I would like, there was a store at Summit Mall when I was a child that had a replica, like a big, like hard styrofoam, tall. It was like 10. It wouldn't have been 10. It was probably 7 or 8 feet tall. Pumpkinhead mannequin, like a full-sized, full-scale from the movie Pumpkinhead, 1988 horror movie. I would love like an actual something like that, like the Pumpkinhead from the movie, just this big, tall, menacing thing, just to, like you said with Alf, stand up in the corner or whatever, just as a prop. But I think it would be cool to have like the Pumpkinhead from the movie, the original movie in 1988. That would be awesome.
There you go.
Pumpkinhead.
Love it.
You could probably we could probably do a whole episode of just cool horror movie props.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Without question. Maybe we'll think about that in October.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many here, guys. I mean, one more I'll just throw out there. Any blaster used in Star Wars, any of the original trilogy by Harrison Ford, Han Solo, if the original one still exists, I think the original one, I think a guy talked about that. He had it, and he literally threw it away at the time. He had his kids play with it. You don't know what you have at the time.
Right.
I think I saw something like this recently where the original one, or one of them anyway, his kids played with it and broke it, and he threw it away. You don't really think about it at the time, I guess. But if there was any used by Harrison Ford in any of the movies, that'd be fantastic. This original, the ideal one, of course, would be the whole Greedo scene in the Mos Eisley in the Cantina bar. Yeah. That would be fantastic if that original prop still existed somewhere, where he allegedly shot Greedo first, blah, 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 blah. Of course he did in the original cut, but
wow.
That's it. There's so many more. I'll kind of end on that one there. So that's what I got. Dean, any more?
I have 3 more, but I'm going to choose one. I have, I have a real one, history one, and a entertainment one. I'm going to continue with entertainment.
Yep.
And this isn't really even a prop. It was what he wore in real life. Andre the Giant. Not even ring gear. One of his actual rings is on display at when they do WrestleMania and they travel around and they put all the shit on display. You could fit an actual egg through his regular fingered ring.
What?
Yeah. Andre the Giant's ring, you could fit an egg through it. They display it by putting an egg through his actual fucking ring. How incredible would it be to have one of his actual rings that gigantic, just something so incredible like that would be awesome.
Wow.
And then even there you can go with like one of his like ring boots, you know what I mean? That's like fucking gigantic, or his enormous singlet that he would wear, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, my choice is his ring.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't think you have any body part where if it was a ring, it'd be the same size as you put an egg through.
Right.
That it would be able to do anything with on your entire body.
No.
Yeah.
You're talking about my small penis, correct?
If you go that direction, if you choose to do that, that's fine.
Look.
You got a bit of dental floss. You know, wrap it around it.
Nick,
I'll finish here with two. One would be I'm sure this gentleman would never part with it, but if I had all the money in the world and he was willing to sell, I would love to buy any type of concept art that from either the characters of Venom or Spawn from Todd McFarlane. Any of his early concept art of when he was thinking, when he was coming up with the ideas of Venom and or Spawn would be incredible to have frame, display on a wall, have a big light shining down on it. That'd be super cool. And then awesome. Additionally, being the Maple Leafs fan that I am and the Austin Matthews lover I am, his very first game ever as a professional player, as a rookie, first game in the NHL, he scored 4 fucking goals for the Maple Leafs. And I would love nothing more than to own the stick that he used that night and scored 4 goals in his NHL debut, which has never been done before by anyone ever. That would be an incredible piece of history to own. I'm sure he has that, or his family has that, or whatever. But
just like all 4 fucking pucks are, I guarantee you.
He's got those
on display in his house.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as they should be. Actually, loving him and the team that much, I don't even. Maybe I just pay him all the money to. I feel like he should have it. Like he did it. Like what do I fucking need it for? Like he did it. So I don't even know if that's fair to say. Yeah.
I had the same conversation with Brian about, you know, some of his stuff. You know, just can I touch it? Can I just rub it against my face?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the original earpiece that, or the lavalier that
easy for you to say
that Brian used on the inaugural episode of Convincing Idiots. What an incredible piece of history! Incredible piece of history.
I actually hear, if you do find that, the Smithsonian is looking for that. So
I was just going to tell you. I was just going to tell you that is now in the Smithsonian Museum number 3. In exhibit number 45. So go check that out.
I thought it was 156.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, like some of the things that like is going to be important to history and to people going into the future, like the on-air sign behind Brian, you know, let's keep that intact because, you know, some days, you know, very soon, people are going to be looking for that. Nick?
Yep.
Bobblehead Nick, you know, keep him, you know, at the ready.
He's ready.
And for me, every beer I've ever drank, every empty can I've ever drank on the show, I keep in pristine condition, just because I know it's going to be living to history. So
there's many they're going to actually melt them down into a throne and call it the aluminum throne, and then you can sit on it of all the Dean beer cans from Convincing Idiots.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. And shit like you should.
That's right.
That's right.
Just like to pay homage to all his jokes over the years.
That's right.
That's right.
I like it. This is the original one of the original broadcast, the Thomas Edison invention, the broadcast. Then right next to it is the lavalier, the Gen X Brian lavalier. That's right. Then it's all in the same wing. The bobblehead Nick.
Yep.
The aluminum throne, the whole thing. Yep. That's right. Coming within 2028 range, something like that.
That seems about right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, guys. Well, before this podcast becomes a relic in itself,
is there any way to get my hemorrhoids in that display? Never mind. Go ahead. What you were saying?
No, I was just saying that I think we've come to another end of another episode, gentlemen. 156.
156.
In the books. Nick,
God damn.
I have no idea what you're going to do. We'll let you take us out any way you wish.
Well, put me on the spot.
I think as a curator of a museum, you should go ahead and do the outro as if you were presenting the relics of time.
Fair. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you lend your left ear over here, I will simply direct you into the direction of...
Unless you're Van Gogh.
Fucking Convincing Idiots. Yes, that's right. The ever-popular and famous, world-renowned podcast Convincing Idiots can be found on their Linktree. Just type into Google Convincing Idiots, LINKTREE, and there you shall find links, as you will see displayed before you, to each and every one of their social media accounts. All of that and so much more, but not to be confused with the Linktree. Here, on its own, a very intricate and delicate piece as well, their website, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I have been one of your co-hosts for this evening, Millennial Nicholas.
And I, Zennial Dean.
And I, Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to join us on our trailblazing trek to make more history on the next episode of Convincing Idiots? Just to listen, not to touch.
Zennial Dean, Gen X Brian, Millennial Nick. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe.
Ham gravy.
This will probably, I'd say, for the next 2 weeks at least. I probably will not be here the next 2 weeks.
So we have like 2 weeks of doing like good shows.
Yeah, something like that.
Good.
I mean, you didn't choose to do it the last 2 weeks that I was gone, so try again, I guess.